Hey guys, welcome to the maiden voyage of the 6.8 Western Full Auto podcast. And today, since we're talking like full auto, I was just thinking about the Sig Fury. And of course, it's being a 6.8 caliber, but meant for the military with, working with higher pressures and stuff like that. But they do have the civilian class ammo, but it's still got the fancy brass that they came up with for this thing to run on. And I thought, well, I mean, what would you do with that if you had it? You probably can't reload it. And is the performance really that good out of it in the lesser pressures for civilian use, I guess? I guess in the military it's up to 80,000 psi, and I think the civilian stuff is around 70. I'm not exactly sure on that, but I do have some information here I got it off the Selway Armory website. They have a store in Missoula, and they had some in stock of the 150 grain Nosler AccuBond polymer tip, and of course, they have it rated for 16-inch barrels, but they also have the information for a 24-inch barrel too. So out of a 16-inch barrel, this thing is going to do velocity-wise 2830. The muzzle energy is 2668 foot-pounds, and out of a 24-inch barrel, the muzzle velocity is 3120, and the muzzle energy is 3243. I just looked at that. I was kind of curious, so I just happened to be on their website and saw that, so I printed off the information. And I was surprised. I expected more out of that. So I got to looking at what the 6.8 Western can do. I know obviously they haven't developed the full auto chambered in 6.8 Western, but just comparing the actual loads and what they can do, I got a, because I reload, and so far I've used the H1000 by Hodgdon, and according to their reloading data center, I should be able to put 63.4 grains of that in there and get about 3,029 feet per second. And that gets you up in the pressures of 63.2. So I suppose you could push that a little more. It would just depend on your gun, I'm sure. So, but then I thought, well, MagPro, you can usually get a little more volume out of or a little more speed out of the MagPro, and it will get you with 67.6 grains of powder. It'll get you 3,088 feet per second, which is only I think less than 40. Let me see here. Less than 3120. Yeah, it's about 32 feet per second slower than the 277 Sig Fury. So that's with 150 grain Nosler AccuBond. So I just don't really know why you would even need this thing. If you got the 6.8 Western, unless you're just talking about using it for, in a semi-auto situation. What I think they should do is build a gun around the 6.8 Western cartridge and see how it would do. Do you need to have the special casing to run those higher pressures? Yeah, you do if you're going to run it at that to its full capacity. 80,000 psi is a bunch, but I don't know. I'd have to look it up to see what they are actually getting out of that the military round. And I think I saw where they were using 113 grain full metal jacket, so they were probably getting some pretty good speed out of that for sure. But I mean, you're not going to. I'm not going to use 113 grain bullets in this thing, but if I had to, and they wanted to get that speed, like I just picked up the 130 grain Terminal Ascent bullets, and from Midway, and so I'm going to try those, and I'm thinking I should be able to get some pretty serious speed out of that as well too. So I'm probably looking at, with my H1000, I bet you somewhere around 3,200 feet per second safely, pretty easy, and that's pretty well zipping along there pretty good. So yeah, I don't know. You know me, I like the 6.8 Western. I wonder sometimes why there's other calibers out there, because it just fits in such a good spot for just about everything. So I'm thinking somebody ought to build it. You know, there was a guy that made a comment on one of my videos, and he said that he actually builds uppers in the AR-10 platform for the 6.8 Western. I tried to I answered back and stuff, and I never heard anything back from him. I don't know if this is something that he is in the works of doing, and he's probably still experimenting, or if he's already done it. I'm not sure. I wish I could find out, because that would be pretty interesting. So anyway, let's see. The other thing I got going on here is, I don't know if you guys have seen these, but Little Crow Gunworks makes these, and they are for annealing your brass. And so, and I don't know if you follow Little Crow Gunworks channel. They have a really good channel. They do such a good job of really breaking down what ammo and stuff can do out of their custom guns, and they're kind of long videos, but man, there's just a ton of information there if you're looking for it. But you just pop these in here and start up your drill, and I got my little torch here, and get that thing going. And so far I'm just kind of playing around with it. I don't know if I got these enough. I did about somewhere between 10 and 12 seconds. So anyway, I'm going to test these out and see how well they resize in my sizing die, and make sure I get them to fit my case length gauge. So anyway, that's pretty much what I got for you today on the first. It's nothing long, nothing too. Hopefully I can maybe get some a guest in here, and we can talk about it. I got a friend here that in town. I don't know if he was in that one video with the AK, and his name is Logan, and he's got his own channel now, and maybe we could get together and we could talk about, you know, some of the stuff and what he's doing, and he'd probably have a little more insight to some of this. So it'd be kind of fun to do that, and you know, whoever else I can find around here, and maybe, you know, once I get things figured out on the computer and StreamYard or whatever outfit I decide to use, I might be able to, you know, obviously do some split screen stuff with some people and whatnot. So, but that's down the road, so it's going to take me a little. I've been playing around with it. I kind of got some figured out, but it should be nice if I knew somebody that was here locally that had experience with that, so they could just kind of give me a little tutorial. But I'll figure it out. And but this is what the video. It's the very first little podcast of the 6.8 Western Full Auto, and let's try to find somebody. You know, if there's a gunsmith or somebody out there who, like this guy I was talking about, who may actually be building the AR-10 uppers for these, that would be so cool. So anyway, if you know anything that's going on in that regard, let me know in the comments, and appreciate you watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.